Did you know that one of the earliest vampires in folklore didn't come from Transylvania, but from the misty hills of Ireland? Meet the Abhartach, a creature so feared that it still haunts the minds of those who dare to speak its name. The legend of the Abhartach is rooted deep in Irish mythology, dating back to a time when the line between the living and the dead was perilously thin. Unlike the glamorous vampires of modern lore, the Abhartach was a hideous and terrifying creature, a revenant who rose from the grave to drain the blood of the living. This monstrous being was no mere tale to frighten children. Its presence was a curse that gripped an entire community in fear. This creature, known as the Abhartach, was said to have been a powerful and malevolent chieftain, a dwarf-like figure who wielded dark magic. Even in death, his hunger for power and blood knew no bounds. Buried multiple times each time he rose again, thirsting for the blood of his own people. The central mystery of the Abhartach lies in its persistence. No matter how many times it was slain, it always returned. The villagers were left to wonder, how do you kill something that refuses to stay dead? How do you protect yourself from a monster that demands blood as its tribute? Fear permeated the air as the villagers tried to understand the nature of this beast. Some said the Abhartach was a cursed soul, bound to earth by black magic. Others believed it was a demon, sent to punish them for sins unknown. But one thing was certain. Every night the Abhartach would rise, and every night someone would fall victim to its insatiable hunger. The legend of the Abhartach is not a single tale, but a tapestry of stories passed down through generations. Some accounts speak of the Abhartach as a malevolent ruler who was despised by his people. In life he was cruel and cunning, using his dark powers to control those around him. But death could not contain his evil, and he returned from the grave as a bloodthirsty revenant. The Abhartach was said to be short and hunched, with skin like dried parchment stretched over brittle bones. His eyes, once human, were now black pits of malice, and his teeth, sharpened like a beast's, dripped with the blood of his victims. His appearance alone was enough to send even the bravest warriors fleeing into the night. The community, driven to desperation, sought the help of a druid, a wise man who knew the ancient rites. The druid revealed that the Abhartach could not be killed by normal means. To end his reign of terror, he must be slain with a sword made of yew wood, then buried upside down with a large stone placed over his grave to prevent him from rising again. But even with this knowledge, success was far from certain. On the darkest night of the year, the villagers gathered their courage and followed the druid to the Abhartach's grave. Armed with the sacred yew sword, they approached the grave, the air thick with the stench of decay and the palpable fear of what was to come. As they began to dig, the earth itself seemed to resist them, and a foul wind blew through the graveyard. Suddenly the ground trembled, and a skeletal hand, still dripping with the blood of its last victim, burst through the soil. The Abhartach, eyes glowing with malevolent glee, pulled himself from the earth, his twisted grin spreading wide as he sensed the fear in his would-be captors. A terrible battle ensued as the villagers fought to subdue the creature. The Abhartach moved with unnatural speed, his claws rending flesh as he laughed, a horrible guttural sound that echoed through the night. But the druid, with a steely resolve, managed to strike the final blow, driving the yew sword deep into the Abhartach's heart. With a deafening screech, the creature fell, its body crumpling like a withered leaf. Wasting no time, the villagers buried the Abhartach upside down and placed a massive stone slab over his grave. Exhausted but relieved, they prayed that this would finally put an end to the nightmare. As dawn broke, the graveyard fell silent. The Abhartach was no more, or so they hoped. But even today, there are those who avoid the place where the creature was buried, fearing that one day the stone will crack, and the Abhartach will rise again to claim his revenge. The legend of the Abhartach is a chilling reminder of the power of fear, and the lengths to which people will go to protect themselves from the unknown. This creature, one of the earliest vampires in folklore, has left an indelible mark on Irish culture, a symbol of the eternal struggle between life and death, and the horrors that lie beyond the grave. Though centuries have passed, the story of the Abhartach continues to haunt the imagination, a testament to the enduring nature of folklore and the dark mysteries that lurk in the shadows of history. Thank you for joining us on this terrifying journey into the legend of the Abhartach. What do you think about this ancient vampire? Could there be more to this legend than just a story? Share your thoughts in the comments below, And if you're intrigued by tales of the supernatural, be sure to check out our other videos on Irish folklore. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a chilling tale.